just want to deal with a topic that I believe is at the root of the healing of quote unquote humanity, right? Of the human race of people, right? Do we need healing as people? I believe we do, right? I watched a video today from Plies, rapper, entertainer, Plies. And Plies, what's good, King Jada, right? Plies was like, yo, we gotta stop killing each other. And we gotta stop killing each other, and basically, the government is not gonna give us anything. We gotta, go get it on our own, and make it happen, right? And I believe that we definitely have to make it happen, right? End quote, right? Got to get past this music. I might flag me. Hopefully they don't. Not flag me, but take my video down. I don't claim to own any of this music that you hear. Right, so I'm just saying, right? Because we seem to have like a mental blockage, right? Or, all right, let me get even deeper, okay? There's a post by someone that I'm connected with on Facebook, and it was that fruits are all we need to sustain ourselves, and that the myth that anything else is necessary needs to end, right, has been going on for far too long. And I agree with that. And I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by saying that I'm not exclusively a fruit eater at the current moment. However, I do personally believe that at the root of our issues is this food thing, right? And we don't really, when we go in on flat earth and whether or not we're from Africa or America or whatever, we don't really go in, we don't really open up the Bible and have a discussion. We're like, get the Bible, this, that, and the third, right? For those of y'all who feel like that, cool, right? I feel like nobody's really looking, and so if you really open it up and look, there's a lot that you'll see just on the first page alone, right? On the first page of the Bible alone, there's the first few chapters, first few verses rather, it's heavy, right? It gets deep, right? I want to get in on that on another video where like I'm seeing this firmament stuff as and this light. I want to build on light, and I want to build on the firmament in future videos, right? Because I've opened up the Bible because I say, you know what? I got flat eyes, like flat earth eyes now, right? If you're on this page because we're doing like videos for marketing and stuff like that, that'll come in the future too. I'm working on some stuff for that as well. But right now, I'm just thinking because so many people are passing away like very quickly, right? And just like at young ages and so forth. And for a lot of years, I've been doing researches on food and what to eat and what not to eat, and experimenting with different diets, so to speak, and stuff like that. And I definitely found myself at my best when I was eating more fruits than anything. Definitely found myself living my best life on on a fruit-based diet, right? People say plant-based, and I'm gonna do a video called plant-based versus fruit-based, right? Because there is a difference, and we have to raise the bar because the information needs to continue to grow, right? We do know that it's good to be that the earth is flat, right? Some of us do understand that we are 95% of the people that they call black people in America are of the Americas and not from other places. And then there's the understanding that we all come from the one source and that we're all one people. Okay? So we could be all one people, like King Judah, what up? We could be all one people at the core. However, we don't operate as one people today. But we're one people, but we're still different people, different lands, I would say. Because when you speak to a person who's from Nigeria, they say they're Nigerians. People, a person from Congo, they say they're from Congo. Costa Rica, they say Costa Rica. Right? Even if they're in America. No matter where they are. But what is the quote-unquote black American, right? I just cover my phone a bit, so because it's a bit rainy out here. I'm like, it matters. It matters because if we're gonna continue to say that this Illuminati or this and that, the powers that be, or the Jesuits or the Jews that run the world, or they're preventing stuff from happening, then we're pointing the finger at somebody. We're not owning up to the fact that we are also responsible, right? Aren't we responsible? So disease is tantamount to the concept that the better you take care of yourself, the better your life would be, right? It's simple. Everybody knows that innately, right? The better you take care of yourself, the better your life would be. And so the better thoughts you'll have, the more, and see, if you're thinking about things like having your land, right? Like, see, me, I recognize that I'm of Jamaican descent by way of Panamanian and Costa Ricans who have ancestry that go back to Jamaica, right? Where there is a 99.9% chance that people there that I come from had land before people came in and took it, basically, right? But there was a time period where all this stuff had to be given back. This was in the laws, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please let me know, right? But if I'm not mistaken, and I'll go do my best to get to the information that I have and the people who I've connected with that have explained this to me, right? And hopefully we can get them on these current panels and things like that, so they could explain it to bigger crowds, right? But from what I understand, all this stuff it's supposed to be over and given to the people of those, given back to the original people, right? So if I'm doing the homework, and how do you get the information? You have to find it through the records, right? Birth records, paperwork, right? They weren't like marriage licenses back in those days. Nikki Justice, peace. It's good, right? You know, I found out that they weren't like marriage licenses, right? And there were different races that would be put on paper. So you could look, some people would look back and they're like, yo, like somebody like me, right? They'd be like, yo, I got a great grandmother that was white, right? But she probably wasn't white, right? She probably was light skinned or free one person, right? And and if you were a free person, they didn't put you down as like black. I don't even think they were using like black back then. Like Negro, mulatto, color. They would put different things down for different people. And they got these terms from different people who they put in position based on information that they would put out. So if you were like a blogger back in those days, and or someone who they revered as, like a scientist, or like someone who they thought knew something, and you said, oh, this race and this is a race because they can do this and that, or they got these features, and this is another race because they look like this and look like that. Then they said, oh, what that person said is what it is, and this is the races, right? To separate the people, right? And to confuse stuff. You know, there's a lot of confusion. I'm rambling, but there's just some stuff that I just want to get out, and it's difficult to really get it out, you know, on a regular day. So like while I'm walking, even though it's raining, I feel like saying all of this shit now. So I'm just gonna say it. So I got something to drink here. 'Cause I'm just ready to try. Oh yeah. All right. So all right. So like, check this out, right? Did you know that Carolina, right? North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the two, or maybe even both, had the same, a great combo, right? North Carolina and Jamaica, or South Carolina, or both of the Carolinas and Jamaica had the same governor, right? I think his name was Edward Linton, right? You could research this, you could look it up. And this is because there was just like people just was doing shit. It was just taking shit over. You understand? Like, you know, that's why when you watch 12 Years a Slave, dude was a free man and they went and snatched him up and made him a slave. Like he didn't know what hit him, right? That's basically was letting you know what really happened, even like in the Caribbean. You know how we like to party and stuff like that. They took advantage of that. Like they've seen us all having fun. Oh, these shit, look at them. You know, have all this gold. You know, make all this good, delicious food. You know, they're like, yo, man, this is crazy. So why did this happen? Because those people probably were not eating right. So their mind wasn't right. So instead of being grateful for what they had, they wanted to take what wasn't theirs, right? And so now we have what we have today, because we gotta now say, oh, wait, stop. I'm right, and it ain't about name changing and all this. People talk about, oh, you gotta change your name and this, that, and the third, and it's about all this craziness and it's about man worship and stuff like that. No way. From the people who I've analyzed that been living this before I was researching it, been living this all their lives and they're older than me, right? They don't worship man, they don't worship any false gods. They just merely say, you know, I'm not African. My family never gave up their right to life like they fought, and they still have their stuff, you know, some of it. And there's a lot of people who are out here, right? If you change your name, it will further the century from history. Didn't bang. Exactly, Nikki. right? So that's why I like to do a lot of lives on Ken Beckford, because the Beckford name is deep, and then the other names in my family, like I spoke to a chief, and one of the chiefs was like, yo, your people are in South Carolina, and I'm like, I don't know anybody in South Carolina, but again, South Carolina and Jamaica are connected, right? So they did a lot of switching, right? Brings me back to that, right? It's like you'll have a Columbia in South Carolina, and you have a Columbia somewhere else, and they'll switch you and put you in the same Columbia, and you won't know which is which. So you think you might be, the story is that they went all the way to Africa. Them oceans ain't nothing to swim on, nothing to travel on. And so that whole story was easily debunked, have been debunked about, the boats, people going from Africa to America, trips that they were making, for what I've seen and paperwork and stuff like that, is like from Florida to Caribbeans, back and forth like that, and all kind of stuff like that. Maybe Guyana and the islands, and stuff like that. And there's even a documentary that's called Beckford's in Slavery that I was put onto by someone who looked me up, right? And she's, I guess, a Beckford or something like that, right? She tagged me, put me in this group, and shared this video with me. And in this video, you saw that there were Jamaicans who were taken captive by these guys named Beckford, and they were with some Moors, and they also then had overseers, big black guys, stuff like that. I think I know a lot of people in this corner, so I'm gonna just walk by, say what up real quick, and then keep it moving. So bear with me 1 second. Yo. What's up? Yeah. What up? All right. So yeah. Back to the at hand. Where were we? What were we talking about? I appreciate y'all for popping out with me. Just ramble on a scramble. Disease is hand them out. All right. So like in the beginning, right? After you
Yo,
hey,
what's up, Tech?
you good?
What's going on?
Everything cool?
Yeah, I was in the zone thinking about some shit.
Yeah. So basically, they said that we were supposed to eat fruits in the beginning, right? And then the serpent was the most subtle, right? The slickest or the wisest in the field, right? Now, where did it come from? How did it get there? And my belief, right, is that before the firmament was laid, there was that energy here, right? Because it says there was darkness on the face of the deep. And then God said, let there be light. So what is the light? Is the light a different energy? And then or does the light even expose what we have here? And then the firmament was laid. Right? So, and fruits and all this stuff, right? Boom, boom, boom. And so all the fruits are good except for the fruit in the middle of the garden, right? Now in the middle, could that be that holy grail, right? Where it's like you don't need to touch that, everything here is Gucci, but the serpent like, yo, and listen, you really want to turn up around. right? So that overstimulation, right? You know, when you get lethargic, you make poor decisions. When you get drunk, when you get anything over or outside of the normal, what you can tolerate, right? Gets you out of whack, right? And so because I say that because it says, and they saw that they were naked, right? So whatever they were, if they weren't naked, whatever it was, is like vulnerable, right? That's how I see it. It's like, oh shit, I done fucked up. I did something wrong, right? So now, but it also weakened them, right? Their vitality, right? In my opinion, because from there, they had to put on clothes, right? Had to go off to the land of Nod, and different stuff started happening. It wasn't the paradisical situation anymore, right? And then it was the fire around the garden to keep you out, right? And so, and today, what keeps you out of the peace, what happens of yourself being the garden, is the fire on your food, right? Like this cooked sugar in this drink prevents my brain from being at its full capacity because it's taken away. That's just the facts. It's not like, you know, I don't want to destroy myself, right? I gotta make better choices. I don't make better choices. I gotta just do more, be more, think better, just be proactive, right? Be offensively, unapologetically raw, right? And this is just what it is. And if you and when you look at it, if you don't, you see the ramifications. You see, you know, how bad it could get you. If we don't know that mental health is directly related to the foods that we eat, everything, right? If you change your name, if you everything it has an effect on us, right? That everything that we consume, right, has more of an effect on us than everything. What we eat is more realistic, more impactful than we are what we think, right? Because we are what we breathe, we are what we eat, right, and also drink. So the further we are from nature, the faster we're gonna expire. The faster, the more horrible stuff is gonna be. You know, the more you're gonna see just destruction. You know, you think about people who have just negative conversation. How many fruits do they eat in a day? I'm just saying, right? I don't know too many people who eat fruits exclusively that are like, oh, I hate life. You know, those people who live and think like that are people who are consuming death on a regular basis, right? Constantly consuming death, like we become addicts to death, right? And it's going just like this, right? So yeah, it's on the TV, yeah, it's in the store, it's convenient to just grab anything, and people say all kinds of excuses. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this is good. I don't care. We're gonna die from anything. Yet you still live and things happen and then you're like, why did this happen? What if this karma is coming from the food that you eat? So just some thoughts for the mind, you know. as I walk through BK, thinking about what to do next. Should I go back to the crib? Should I go grab some food? Appreciate y'all for popping out. Sorry for the sirens. This is Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. So, gotta understand how that goes. It happens. I'm walking by 44 Park, Soul in the Hole movie. Soul in the Hole. I don't know if y'all know about Soul in the Hole, but just walking by. We used to have a pool in here. That's where I taught myself how to swim. 3-foot pool. Yeah. But anyway, salute. Love light. Keep it flat, raw, and original.